Definitely was excited to get back online. This weekend was definitely preoccupied with a lot of offline things. It kind of took my time away from being able to concentrate on it, but definitely productive day so far. A lot of good stuff on the dev side, a lot of good meetings in terms of BD, even some multi-chain conversations, which we can kind of dive into some of the early details on in a minute. What's going on, Schaefer?
How's it going, Serger? How's it going, Jake? And thank you, everyone, for coming out. It's awesome to see everyone, weekly, and then some new faces popping in. Yeah, what's going?
Well, let's just jump into it. What do you reckon? Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with dev update? Have a bit of a chat about the stuff that did get implemented and what is still to come. So I'll start with what we've done, and then I'll let Jake talk about what's coming in the near future. But first up, I'm not sure if everyone noticed, but we had a website upgrade. So now we have the dashboard where everything, or not the dashboard, sorry, but the website has all staking, auctions, raffles, all in the one location. This is going to be the base point for everything once we go live for you guys to be able to run your own auctions and raffles. It's been built so it's mobile responsive. So it's not mobile intuitive, like it's not perfect for mobile, but it can work now, which is step in the right direction, because I know raffles and auctions were unusable in the past. It's not great UI, but it's workable at the moment, and it's a step in the right direction. What else have we've got? We've got the price oracle in the sidebar, and then just the visual overhaul of it all. So it's just little steps at a time of updating, upgrading, and making it more responsive for you guys.
Yeah, it's like a little hub now where auctions, raffles, and staking's all in one spot, but also that will be where the core hub will be as well. So it would be like a central website for everything UGS at some point. I guess the only other point for auctions and raffles, we started one 2 days ago, I guess now, which was a holders only auction. So we'll start doing holders only events. So, kicking back as much as we can to you guys. Additionally, in one of the announcements recently, we started allowing certain community members, I guess, with certain roles or holding X amount of UGS NFTs to be able to put up raffles and auctions and make some money through there. Almost every single one of them's taking some profit and selling for over floor. So check roll, check announcement, see if you guys can do that. Soon, I guess soon is kind of a broad term in crypto, but in the next few weeks, we'll be opening it to the whole public. Once we have core out, once we have these things finalized and polished, then we'll do raffles open for everyone, much like Famous Foxes, and start making revenue that way.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if everyone noticed, but part of the dashboard that we showcased on the latest tweet is that it has the opportunity for you to use Core without using extension, because we did get some community feedback that people are wary of using extensions, especially connecting their Phantom wallet to that. So we've got the opportunity of running it through the dashboard as well, just by copying and pasting the link of the NFT you want. So that's a added addition that we've put in due to you guys sort of speaking up and explaining what you guys wanted from our product. I did you go, Jake?
Well, I was just gonna say I can kind of touch on that a bit for people too, because obviously, like, no matter what, like, I think the most unique part of our product core is the fact that from the extension, this automated liquidity provider exists, right? It's kind of manual in the sense of how we're approaching it if you're copying and pasting this link, but at least it does the job. So again, it's not meant to be the main use, this dashboard copy and paste model, but it achieves it for those that, again, are wary of the extension. And I wanted to jump in there because even for those that still use extensions, right, I wouldn't use your main wallet with any like any singular application, right? Like I would make sure that like you're always degenning responsibly. And so if you do concentrate funds, make sure you're doing it in a wallet that's not really connected to any platform. whether it be us, Magic Eden, or any of them. And so I would recommend using our extension in the same kind of fashion, like use it for the intended purposes of like those transactions, but not storing all of your favorite JPEGs or your whole hoard of Solana, just out of abundance of caution. But yeah, it's definitely a great innovation for the user experience, because what I think will be particularly cool about it is not just being able to manage now from the extension and a little bit of management on the dashboard, but this whole kind of suite of tools, right? So the UGS dashboard, widely speaking, will cover obviously this use of core where you'll be able to paste the listing essentially right into it. But all of your staking, all of the black market will be in one place, liquidity pools as well if you're looking to be an LP or add to a pool. And then of course the management side, right? And so I think it'll be pretty exciting to make like the web-based part, which wasn't really our initial intent. Again, I've always said like we didn't want to create the platform that people would go to and take away volume from exchanges. And I think even with this, we still achieve that where users will come to the platform, but it doesn't take volume away, right? Like the listings are still from the exchange. So I just wanted to make sure I highlighted those various parts of this upgrade.
Yeah, which brings us to, I guess, core. So got the bad news that it's not coming out this month. I believe it's still not that far away. Is that correct, Jake?
Yeah, and so to that, like we're always balancing, like as this team, like the fine line of like transparency and like professionalism, right? Like frankly speaking, again, just so that way, like everyone's super clear on this. Because I talked to the council or the faction councils about like exactly what happened. And so again, like I'm not going to go into like a shit throwing or a shit talking conversation about anyone that's ever been on a team, but frankly speaking, just so again we have the transparency, you guys know what is up. There's a front end dev issue. That's it. It's that simple, right? Like just simply wasn't putting in or actually producing anything. And so it came to our awareness, conversations took place, and then we had to bring on a new front end dev, and we've actually brought on 2 front end devs to expedite the kind of delay that this caused. But the whole part of that process was like, again, going into Christmas, so that kind of killed a week in terms of front end dev. Then again, the conversations around like, hey, what the fuck's going on? And then the hiring process, again, 2 front end devs, which still took us like another week. So all of that compiled onto releasing, initially even the raffles. Like that's why the raffles didn't come out as fast as I personally wanted them. But then auctions and inevitably the rest of the front end being plugged into all these various back end pieces that we built. But just for, again, like more levels of transparency, like core is pretty much like 99% done. I think there's just like APIs and attaching the LPs to core, but the backend's done. And so again, it's not like a developer from like a smart contract part that we had to do this delay. So yeah, trust me, if anyone wants this shit out, it's just what I don't have to talk about anymore. It's me. Yeah, so that's the annoying part. Again, we apologize for the delay and kind of setting like a expectation we weren't able to deliver on, regardless of whoever's fault it was. And then in regards to like looking forward, it's not going to be out in January because we have like one more day left. But we'll be going into alpha testing of core fairly soon. Like these 2 front end devs that we've pulled together have been working extremely fast, and so full Dash is about to be released. LPs Dash is about to be released. And then with that, we can kind of roll into actually allowing alpha testing of core. And so we'll be doing that for holders only. How exactly we select the holders is still TBD. We don't know if it's going to be random, which I can probably tell you it's not, because it just doesn't serve the purpose. And what I mean by alpha testing core is it'll be like a closed, we'll allow only very specific wallet addresses to use core. And I know that sounds like, wait, what the fuck? Well, again, it's just the alpha test before it's full release, because we can't actually test it on a test net, because what it pulls, again, these listings from Magic Eden, there are no like test versions of that. And so it has to be a live version. And so like the amount of liquidity that we put into the testing, which collection is used in testing, all of these parts, like if there's like a subtle part that's broken, we want to make sure we're able to address it quickly and at scale versus also in like all 900 of our holders potentially seeing like the same issue. And so, yeah, I mean, keep an eye out and an ear out for how exactly we'll select those. Might make it some sort of competition, but obviously, like I said, like there will have to be conversations with whoever the user is. It's not going to just be like random holders. Yeah, so that'll probably be in the next week or so, the alpha testing. And then, like I said, with the Dash, part of that is core itself. So opening that to the wider public and then enabling the extension is kind of all in these next couple of weeks here.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so just keep your eyes peeled. There will be some sort of, like Jake said, contest or event for this first wave of, let's call it alpha testers, like he was saying. But there will be a more general beta testing that does happen. He said in the next week, hopefully the MVP, the first wave of testers will come in, and then shortly after we'll do a wider beta, maybe for all holders, maybe for people that hold too, but that's sort of the phase we're in now, so super exciting.
And then again, if any of you guys have questions, definitely feel free to drop a line, shoot me a DM. If you have any ideas, always. And like to the questions I saw about like rollout of these products and like why we decided to roll them out like this, you have to roll out the bottom of the funnel before you can get the top. And this kind of thought where everyone wants core, right? Like it's the main attraction. But also if core is live and these NFTs are getting liquidated, we don't have a place to source liquidity, or if it's not tested, aka black market, like you guys would start bitching then. As like we don't have like holder only set up and like none of that's running, right? And so we had to release raffles, auction, black market's complete, liquidity pools, dashboard, and then of course attached. It has to be like in this reverse order of what you want, at least from my perspective, what I would want. But I'm definitely excited to see that the raffles and auctions are all functioning properly. If you guys have any requests or features that you want to see on the site or SPLs that you want us to add, definitely open to a lot of feedback on it. Yeah, I'm excited to get things rolling at a greater rate also on the platform there, and opening to holders and then public in terms of creating your own. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Jake was having conversations with Dust Labs guys today. We had a space with Mickey D Gods, and then talking about to Dust Labs guys. Sorry, there's go ahead, Searcher.
No, you go. I was just going to after this go into the community side of things, but if you got something you want to talk about, then keep going.
I was just going to hint at the Dust Labs conversations, and then we're exploring other SPLs to put onto the raffles. But yeah, just keep trying your luck. There's going to be, exponential amount of raffles and auctions happening in the next week or two on there. So keep your eyes out. We'll keep announcing, and then let's move over to community. Yeah,
I might use that as a segue. We're talking about SPL tokens, so there's our token itself. Talon, that's going to be our next faction event. So you all know that Talon is going to be our native token for all of our utilities moving forward, and we as a team are always trying to come up with different ways to create value for that token and more use cases for it. But the next faction event we're going to drop, we're actually going to open it up to you guys to suggest what you think we could utilize it for. So I know a channel's been set up. It's not finalized yet, but it's called, let me have a look. I think it's faction.
Talon use case.
Talon use case, yep. Looks like Diego's already writing stuff in there, so he's already on top of it. But it's basically going to be, we're going to have a week, and everyone in the community drops what we can use Talon for. There's no guarantee that we will actually use any of those, but we definitely will be having an eye out to see which ones may actually be viable for us to implement. and then there'll be talent rewards for those that are in the top three, and then they can then choose their faction to kick back as well. So it'll be 1,500 talent for each winner, and then they'll be able to kick back 1.5k talent to their preferred faction as well.
Yeah, definitely also love like looking at talent. I think just as like at a stats level, and again, we haven't put an LP to it, and just so everyone knows. But on like Foxy Swap, I was kind of like, holy shit. When we were looking at the value of talent the other day, I think the FDV rose to like 4.7 million. So when you're seeing like stats thrown out there, like, oh, X token was sold in an IDO at whatever valuation. Just, I mean, yeah, huge shout out to the team in creating use and value there. Because public are buying it, right? Like we are seeing people participate in raffles and auctions that are not holders. So I think that's pretty interesting, just in terms of, again, quick, immediate use and delivering behind the use of talent. On top of that too, like if anyone in the community, and I don't want to make this like a giant fucking frenzy, but luckily there's not too many people here. But if anyone wants to add an item into the raffle or auctions, if it's a particularly special one, definitely hit us up and we can try to set that up for you before, again, it's released to the wider holder base. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. That's a lot of fun. DM Jake, if you want to make some talent or soul, then.
Yeah, there's been some pretty good raffles and even the auctions that you can get from this talent that basically converts it into a sell value, even though, like Jake said, we don't have a liquidity pool set up or on any dexes other than, Foxy Swap. There's still definitely of value from it if used correctly. As for the rest of the community, that's probably the main big thing I got coming for this week. I am going to be dropping a community feedback form for you guys to just fill out, rate each section of our team, all anonymous, so you can be as honest as you want to allow us to create and build a better product and organisation for you guys as our investors. So that'll be coming this week. I've done a bit of analysis on the whitelist opportunities that we've got coming through and going to do the same for pre-sale as well. But our whitelist hunters are doing an incredible job. And, obviously it's all hypothetical if you bought at whitelist price and sold at the all-time high, but there's been, I think, about 2,500 sold worth of profits as a community if that happened. Obviously that's probably not a realized value, but it's still incredible for a 10 soul buy-in to a project to be able to get access to this whitelist hunter team.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Yeah. How much profit per holder is it if it's that much for the whole community?
I think
you probably have that metric.
Yeah, I think it was there was an individual profit because obviously that's, we get 50 whitelist spots or 25 whitelist spots. If someone were to get each whitelist each time and sell the top, I think it was about 140 sold profit, and that's without all the big projects coming up like GigaDAO and Wolf Capital, Pirate Squad, DGen Lead, like all of the ones that they're still coming and they're still pretty hyped. So the value from that side of things is pretty incredible as well.
Yeah, definitely want to ditto that shout out to the alpha hunters. I've seen some of these come through, and some of these pre-sales and these whitelists that we've participated in. I mean, yeah, it does suck if you're sitting there holding. So I mean, do what you do. If you're a collector and you sit, like I'm a collector, fucking Shaper knows this. I don't sell anything. And so it's to my own detriment. And so, yeah, I mean, if you're not selling tops, yeah, it doesn't really apply to you. If you're not selling at all, that definitely doesn't apply, but it's definitely really cool to see like that start to form out and function properly.
Yeah, I guess only thing I have to say on that note is we will start putting whitelist spots, pre-sale spots on the raffle house, on the auction house, whatever we deem best fit. So you'll be able to cash in and like your talent for Gigadow whitelist spots, like these sort of things, or things we're ironing out now. So it'd be like a more fair chance for these whitelist spots for everybody.
I will also address some stuff that come up this week or last week with the alpha callers. I know there's always a bit of skepticism on alpha callers, and there was a few actions that maybe some people weren't that happy with. As a result, Socrates and myself are actually working on an alpha caller guideline for the team, just to ensure that everything's above board but they're still creating value for you guys. Obviously, they can't get 100% hit rate, but being transparent and open about their actions is definitely key. So I've taken that feedback on from the community as well within the Alpha Chat channel. So that's probably all I've got from the community side of things. Did you have any biz dev stuff, Jake, that you wanted to talk about?
But yeah, again, just relating to like products, we've kind of touched on that. In terms of partnerships, been discussing with several big exchanges on two different blockchains about just beginning that kind of early level partnership and integration. And what's interesting is, again, these chains are fairly new, and so it's a lot easier to kind of begin to get ingrained in those than it is to have conversations with platforms like Magic Eden or OpenSea. Not to say that those haven't been easy, but still, it's just to point out that definitely some really exciting conversations with these exchanges, these foundations. Nothing I can disclose yet. Also, I mean, yeah, that's the tough part. Is like there's still things and details between other partnerships to be ironed out that I want to share on. And when we inevitably do, I'll kind of point back to this moment now. It's like, yeah, sorry, I couldn't tell you guys that. But yeah, no, I mean, still just cranking away. Definitely big liquidity providers we're having discussions with in terms of like platforms themselves that want to kind of get involved. Also, just expansions to different uses of Core itself outside of even just purchasing a listed NFT. It's about all to report at the moment. I'd say also like just in terms of like even like a comm dev kind of thought, if anyone from the community wants to take active roles and things that they could add value to the team of UGS, outside of just being a holder and community member of the Underground Society, definitely reach out. Definitely let me know. Send over some prospects of what you'd like to do or where you think you can add value. Definitely open to talking to everybody.
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate or say something that Jake said he can't mention much about these sort of partnerships or cross-chain talks that he's had, but there's been many projects in the past that have hyped up partnerships that they're going to release. And let's say there's some things down the line that will blow UGS to the top of the lending field on Solana, but possibly the whole cryptocurrency as a whole, right? So not even a small thing he's saying there. Those are big words and big things coming as far as partnerships from UGS.
Oh yeah, and that, like to that thought, like I'm not trying to like there's not enough people here where I'm gonna fucking even think like I'm drumming a lot of hype, but still to that fact, yeah, it's out of an abundance of caution to not get you everyone like overexcited and overhyped that I'm not disclosing.
Plus, it's recorded, yeah. Jake. Remember it's recorded.
Fuck. Okay, well, if you're listening to this now in the future, well, it's too late for you.
Yep.
I'm not gonna make it.
That's probably all I've got for today. We're getting close to our half-hour point that we normally duck off on. But if anyone has any questions, things they want to bring up, you can either raise your hand or drop it in the holders chat, and we'll be more than happy to answer it. Hey Ark, how you going? And Ziggy.
Doing okay.
Hello.
I had a suggestion, I guess.
Yep.
If we have the town hall meeting like an hour later in the day, it would. I think we'd get a few more people in.
Yep.
Some wouldn't have to wake up so early. Some wouldn't be at doctor's appointments, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep. Okay. So what we will do, I think I'm just going to make the executive decision now, is that we're going to have alternating times. So we'll rotate between week to week. So 1 week will be this time, the next week will be maybe in 3 or 4 hours time, so Asia can jump in as well. Because I know Sea Hub and a lot of Asia miss out because it's still like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. But at the same time, if we push it back, then we lose Europe. So we might just have to alternate, and but then that gives us a bit more coverage.
Okay. And one other thing, I see that Levi has already made a proposal to use Talon for the UGS OnlyFans, and we're electing Jake as the first model.
What the fuck are you guys talking about? He ducks off.
He left
fucking
right
says
away.
that.
He left right away.
He fucking says that and he leaves. What the fuck? All right,
Jake
now I'm
may or may not be
OnlyFansing.
modeling with his chair. He may or may not be modeling with his chair, honestly.
With the new chair.
Could do like
Yeah.
what's that movie where I can't remember. I've had a mental blank with the chair and that scene with the water dropping over your head.
Oh yeah. I'll release that for like a summer edition calendar, maybe. Maybe if the proposal gets upvoted enough. Fucking dickheads.
Oh, he's
You guys are
back.
funny though.
He's back up with another zinger, is he?
Having
Pants with Jennifer Beal.
Yep.
Jennifer, yeah, there you go. Good shit, Art. Yeah, thanks for clarifying. What's going on, Ziggy?
Well, I wanted to the team to give us some guidelines about the new faction event. I mean, will we vote on them, or how we decide the winner?
Good question. I think.
Because I don't really want to be any issues with this one.
Yep. What are your thoughts, Jake and Shafe? My thoughts are
I'd
that
say
the team.
probably like most green voted, or yeah, because I don't want to make it like I don't want to have people put like a lot of thought and effort into suggesting something, and then people are like all down voting it. It makes them just feel like shit. When we release that, let us get back to you with a clear outline of how exactly we'll judge that. Perhaps we'll even put it to like the faction councils. But yeah, once we get it going, I think we'll drop it very clearly in there so everyone understands the guidelines and how winners will be chosen.
Yep. So my thoughts are is it's the team selects it, or at least one of them, purely because we're the ones that have to implement if we're going to go down that path. We might do one picked by the team, one voted, the most voted, and then we'll pick a third option as well to throw in there.
You could use advisors as well. It could be a nice caveat or turn of events right there. Use one for advisors, one from team. Not in any factions, or not me, you, or Socrates, because we manage sort of those factions. Yeah, we'll release these sort of guidelines, I guess, tonight as well.
Okay, thank you.
Let me just check the chats to see if anything else has been asked. Or if not, we'll close it up. What collections will be available in the alpha and beta test? Okay, so that's Razakin. So I think the alpha we're going to be starting with the UGS. Are we going to be running with the 5 main collections that we were starting with, Jake, for the alpha?
Yeah, a little alpha for the boys. Yeah, it'll be our collection. It just makes it easier, right? If there's any mishaps, it's our holders, it's our collection, we can deal with it. But on top of it, it's also a lot easier to deal with. If you look at like our first batch collections, most of them are pretty significantly above like 20, 30 SOL at the moment. And so just, again, having like a quality amount of testing with the liquidity that we're able to put in will be easier at where our collection is at the moment. Yeah.
You interested, Razikin, in joining the alpha version? Test it out. Not sure. All good. Well, I think I'm going to call it there.
For sure. Great town hall.
Yep. Thanks for all coming along. I'll post this in probably 12 hours time with the recording and the breakdown. Razikin said, sorry, what? I said, are you interested in the alpha test of the core? Sure. Well, I know you probably with your trading background might be able to battle test it quite well, and being an active community member from early on, so I'm sure we can figure that out. If anyone in here, I guess if you're showing up to the town hall, I'm going to make a call here, but you can probably send us either a ticket or a DM to Jake or myself, and we might be able to organise something as well for it. How's that sound, Jake? I've just made the call, but...
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. The more active people are definitely prioritized.
Yep. Awesome. So, faction event up this afternoon, my time, tonight you guys, recording 12 hours and cores coming, but we've just got to wait a little bit longer. Thanks for coming along, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.